Welcome back to Late Night, everybody. Our guest tonight is a film director, WPTV crew member, and on top of that is a graduating senior. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Cliff Robinson. Yeah, is that okay? Yeah, what's interesting about you being a guest is because you were the first ever person to ask to be a guest on the show.
Yeah, when I heard you were doing the show, I said, "Hey James, I got a movie coming out." Hey.
And you were like, "Can I be the first guest?" And now you're the fourth. So, congratulations.
Yeah, the first guest was actually my good buddy Eric Dolan. So I can't be too mad. You got Eric Dolan.
Well, now you're here. We wanted to get you before you left.
Thank you.
It's funny too because you're usually our camera 3 operator. Yeah. So no one's on camera 3.
Trying to say I'm a nobody?
Well, no, I'm saying nobody right now is on camera 3.
Are you trying to call the camera person?
No, okay. It's okay.
That was great. James.
I'm sorry. I can't see anything.
I'm sick of you insulting the crew.
That was the first time I ever did that.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
So you're heavily involved with the comm department.
Yeah.
Radio, TV, film.
TV, film, radio, not so much.
Oh no.
Radio, affiliated with the radio.
I was gonna say I had written down here. You had the Triple Crown of Comm students. I thought it was.
No.
It didn't go over great.
The Kentucky Derby and Preakness and all that. No, I shot a short film in the radio station, but I was
never part of it.
Never on air.
The film radio, so that's close enough.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm a Triple Crown.
You're a Triple Crown. Triple Crown. So you recently have worked on a feature film, which is insane.
Yeah, as a student full time, and also have a job full time. So when I first came here, 2012 in the fall, I wrote a script. Mm-hmm. It was originally for like a screenplay for the film club they have here, but it just got longer and longer and longer. And the president at the time of the film club was Cecilia Potenza, and I brought it to her, and she greenlit it. I had the SFA sponsor it, and we shot the film.
And it's called Mal Alibi.
Yeah,
Do you want to give us a little?
Yeah, it's a story. It's a mystery. It's a whodunit. So 5 students that throw a crazy party on campus, and the next day, the director of student affairs, Dr. Kohi, he finds out about it, and he also finds that the school safe is missing a large sum of money. So he gets a detective to come to the school, and they all take the students' statements one by one, and the mystery unfolds to see who took the money.
And what was your role in this whole thing?
I wrote the script, and I was also executive producer, so yeah.
And you brought a clip along with you. Do you want to give us a little synopsis?
Yeah. So in this film, like I said, each student goes into the interrogation room, we call it, or just question room.
Yeah.
And one of the students, his name is Chris. He butt heads with Dr. Coey, so they have an interesting exchange when it's his time to get questioned.
Okay. Let's take a look at this clip.
Where'd you get the money for that?
What?
Your broke behind somehow saved up enough scratch to buy a white gold necklace?
Chandler won an art show last week. He fronted me the cash.
Are you sure?
What are you saying? I stole the money? Just say so if you are.
I don't know, did you?
No.
How do we know?
I left early. I have no clue
You
what
could have
happened
left early, come back later that night when the coast was clear.
Oh, come on. I didn't even know Nicole was there to put the money in the safe.
Who said anything about Professor Valent? I certainly didn't mention her. Did you, Detective? How do you know she put the money in the safe holder?
Because we were talking about it right before you came into the room. Chandler said that he saw Nicole with April and Sam when they deposited the money. That was my first time hearing of it.
Oh, yes. Your little buddy Chandler. How do we know he's not in on it?
He wasn't.
So you're saying that you stole the money by yourself?
I'm not saying that. What, you think I could crack safes now?
I don't know, can you?
I'm so sick of you, man.
You're
Chris.
sick of me.
Yeah.
You stole the money, you little punk. Admit it.
Prove it. God.
That is pretty intense.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was my favorite scene that I wrote because it was based a little bit on real life. When I was younger, I was an angry kid and I actually did curse out a teacher.
True story.
Yeah,
We were talking earlier, and I found this very humorous, that Eric, A young Eric Dargis.
Yeah, so the story is we had to reshoot some of that stuff. And Eric, as a little freshman, he hits Cecilia on the Facebook thing you kids do these days, and
Facebook.
yeah, and he wanted to volunteer to be part of the crew for the reshoots. We had 2 days of reshoots. He could only make it to 1, but yeah, that's my first time meeting Eric.
Little Eric Dargis.
Yeah, I mean,
he was like this tall.
now my original vision for the film when I came along was to change it around, make it a Western. Cliff wasn't having it. We butted heads a bit, but I let him have his way.
What was your role in the film?
I was a PA.
That's what I thought. We were also talking before, and you said that during filming, there's this really cool effect that you did.
Yeah, so Eric did not come up with the vision for the film. My friend Kareem Wilder, he's a Willie P. alum. He directed the film. He's actually, I've known Kareem since I was like 8 years old. He lives right across the street from me. He designed a nice, cool little shot. There's a part where the 5 students are planning the party. And you know the shot is like the camera like whips around and there's cool sound effects and everything. I brought a clip for that too.
Yeah, I mean it's really awesome. Take a look at this one.
We should throw a huge party.
Where?
Here, in this building.
How the heck do we pull that off?
Yeah, that sounds a little, illegal.
What do you think? I don't have a plan? We just need it to be a secret.
I mean, like you said that took a long time. I mean, it's only a 20-second clip, but
that's the full scene's only 20-25 seconds. It took us about 4 hours to set it up, though, light it, set the camera, focus points, and about 15 takes for the actors to actually get it right. And they never did get it right. We had
edited them
in editing.
together.
We had to take from different takes, and anytime you see the camera whip around like that, that's actually a cut.
And
so,
you mentioned Cecilia earlier, and you said the next day.
So the next day I get to set. Yeah, shooting that scene was stressful.
Yeah.
Because there was an most important scene of the movie we had to shoot later that day, so we have to make that day. Long story short, we got the shot. We come in the next day, the crew's already setting up. Cecilia comes to me, she brings me my laptop, she says, hey, did you see what happened with the shot yesterday that we spent 15 takes on? I was like, no, what happens? And it has to be seen to believe, so I also brought like a little raw footage. Yeah.
Who cares how you pronounce your last name? Just tell us how we do this.
Okay.
Okay, now James, what do you see that's wrong with this picture right here?
Yeah,
there's a body on the ground in the shot. We spent all day setting up the shot, and there's a body on the ground. I'm like, I wanted to strangle the camera operator. Ironically enough,
know who that was?
The camera operator, his name is Mike Palmasino, who's the current president of the Student Film Association. We were so poor, we couldn't afford a director's monitor. So we had to depend on little Mike. But he's standing over the camera.
So you
and he has to. And the next day I told Mike, why didn't you see Brandon? That's our guy, Brandon, the sound guy. He's laying on lounging. Why didn't you see Brandon? He said, I couldn't see the LCD screen. So it's like, but Cecilia, this is why I love Cecilia.
Yeah.
She comes up to me, she says, don't worry, Cliff. We'll make the body disappear.
That sounds really dark.
Get Tony Soprano? Like, what do you mean make the body disappear? Yeah, and as you can see from the actual clip, like the body disappeared. So don't mess with Cecilia.
Wait, she actually cut it out of the whole.
Like the body's disappeared with Cecilia.
That's pretty impressive. Yeah. And how long is the entire film in its whole?
It's a very short film.
Well, you said it's a feature film.
It's about 75 minutes though.
It's still long.
It's still short though. By feature length?
I mean,
by feature length standards, but the money ran out and so did the time. So it was okay. I guess we'll wrap up the film now, and then that's how that happened.
And what are you doing with the film? Is it in a film festival?
Actually, yeah, it premiered in New York at the Hoboken International Film Festival, but it's in Middletown, New York, back in June. Yeah, so we premiered it, and it's crazy because they invite all the filmmakers to the opening night gala. So I'm there. There's Robert Loggia and Burt Young, and I'm like, yo, I'm in the same room with you, having Stella with these people. Yeah, so that was a mind-blowing experience. And after screening the film and having complete strangers walk up to you and say, hey, you did a good job writing the script, I was like, yeah, that's all the stress, all the blood pressure and all that, it was worth it once you see that your work and the people get it and they appreciate it.
So you're leaving soon. We're all sad to see you go.
Week.
What's your last thing what do you plan on doing when you leave here? What's your big dream?
I was talking to one of my mentors, Chris Williams, about getting into real estate. getting rental income because, that's how the bosses do it. You got to have more than one stream of income, Also, I started up an LLC, Rockface. That's going to be my production company. So it's about building the brand, the websites, getting the clientele. And also, throughout college, I worked at a hospital. People don't really know that, but yeah, I worked at a hospital, so I still have that job. So, yeah.
Well, we will miss you.
Appreciate it. I'll
after
miss
the
you.
semester.
You guys are doing a great job here.
Cliff Robinson, everybody. Thank you. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to play a little game with Cliff, so stick around. This is Late Night.